My favorite story, Olympic story, is not of, I love boxing by the way, but my favorite Olympic story, I don't even remember the lady's name, but I remember her act. She was a marathon runner. And it took her so long to finish. Lights was off, and stadium was almost vacant. Everybody was leaving. That lady finally came in. She got about 25 yards from the finish line, and she fell. She fell down. Ran 25 miles, over 25 miles. Last 25 yards, she fell. And there was no crowd there to cheer her. Everybody was gone. And they ran out to assist her. And she shooed them away. Oh, hell no. I come too far. I work too hard. I am going to cross this finish line under my own power. And that lady took that one good arm, she had one, and she drug herself across the finish line. How do you teach that? How do you teach that? Anytime that you give your best effort, that you give everything that you possibly can give, there is satisfaction in knowing that I did my absolute best. I did all I could do. There's victory in that. There's satisfaction in that. I'm gonna tell you guys a story, then I'm gonna leave. The story is about a lion cub, a little lion cub. His father was the king of the pride, or the king of the jungle, or the head honcho, El Jefe. And every day he would take his little cub with him, and they would stroll through the jungle. And his dad would point out to him, all of this. When I pass on, all of this, you shall rule and you shall be king. As I am your father, it is your destiny. It is your destiny. You have been preordained to be king of this jungle. While out surveying the territory, the young lion cub looked up and he saw his father on top of a hill, and all he heard was a single shot, and it rang out across the jungle. And he looked at his father, and his father fell. And the young lion cub, seeing that his father was killed, he panicked. He didn't know what to do. The hunters that had shot his father captured him, and they took him back to be trained in the circus so that he could perform and entertain the crowds. His name was Goliath, by the way. So for 30 long years, Goliath was kept in captivity. And he was trained to jump through hoops. He was trained to roll over. He was trained to answer to the call of the whip. He was trained what to do and when to do it. 30 years. 30 years. One day, during the circus' most crowded event. Tent was filled to capacity. Goliath came out as he had been trained to do for 30 years. And he rolled over as he had been trained to do. He sit up on his hind legs as he had been trained to do. Jump through the hoop of fire, just like they trained him to do for 30 years. And for the grand finale, the trainer would always stretch open Goliath's mouth, vicious animal, and he would put his head inside the mouth of the lion, just to show the audience how well Goliath had been trained, to show them what control he had over this wild beast, to show him what good training could do. He stretched open Goliath's mouth and he stuck his head inside the mouth of the beast. 30 years he had done this. And all of a sudden, Goliath bit down. And the big question on everybody's mind was why? For 30 years, they fed Goliath. He ate steaks, gave him the best of everything, treated him well. Why would he do this? We thought Goliath loved his training. Why would he do this? Why, after 30 years of submission, would he all of a sudden turn on his training? After 30 years. I know why. Remember I told you in the beginning how his dad used to take him around and show him that all of this is yours and you will be king one day? My question is, what took Goliath so long? What took him 30 years? Every night, Goliath would go to sleep and he would dream of how his father would take him around and show him the jungle, show him his kingdom. Every night he would dream of being king. So every night, every performance, every role, every leap, he held back his nature. He held back what was inside of him. It was his nature to kill. It was his nature to rip his head off. So for 30 years he held it in. And that day, Goliath said to himself, I never seen so many people here. Today, I reclaim my birthright. Remember what you are. Remember what you are. You are the ones that knew it all. Remember who the f*** you are.